Welcome back to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. President William Samoei Ruto jetted out of this country in his usual manner and is attending the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. This is what Hussein Mohammed is saying. Press release for immediate release that President Ruto to attend the UN General Assembly in New York. President William Ruto departs tonight for the United States to participate in the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. This high-level event is one of the most significant global forums, bringing together world leaders to address critical international issues with a particular emphasis on sustainable development, global governance, and climate action. And this visit, in as much as it really pleases people like Hussein and the people who are around the president, most Kenyans are not pleased by this visit. One, because we have been told recently that these foreign trips are taking away our money while there is nothing much to show for it. But on this particular one, Kenyans are deeply angered that as William Ruto, jetted out of the country, and one of the things that we are being told that they are going to look into issues that are bedeviling, countries, including sustainable development, global governance, and climate action. So, global governance, all that encompasses governance. One of them is democracy. Now, they feel that William Ruto is not a man who has got respect to the rule of law and democracy, because our democracy demands that we must have a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Now, something has been trending, and it's trending at number one when you look at Twitter handle, the Kenyan edition, hashtag ban President William Ruto from attending the United Nations General Assembly. And there's a particular one from a page called Okia Omutata, and I think this is not the main one for Okia Omutata, but it is a parody account. And it is saying, "Dear United Nations General Assembly, President Philemon Yang, if you really care about human rights, then please ban President William Ruto from attending the United Nations General Assembly." It is trending, and they are saying that here is a couple of videos and photos to show you what has been happening in Kenya. And they have lined up what happened during the Gen Z's protest, how people were killed. Those are photos and videos that I don't want to show here. Sometimes YouTube, does not allow them. People who are dead, some are bleeding very profusely, some policemen brutally, injuring and beating up Kenyans, including that young boy whose body was riddled by 8 bullets, 8 or 9. So there are several pathetic videos that you don't want to see actually what happened. Some being kidnapped, and they have shown those pictures there. And they're saying that William Ruto should be banned from attending the United Nations General Assembly, New York, the 79th edition. And it is that information that is being given to the United Nations that I want us to look at. The question is, why would Kenyans decide to send such messages? Do you think they can ban President William Samoei Ruto? Because those who understand Kenyan politics and the world's politics, William Ruto has always championed himself, carried himself, and manifested the character of that beloved one, the new kid on the block, the one who is dancing to the tune of the Western powers. Why would Kenyans try to express their sentiments that they don't want William Ruto to attend this meeting, and they are asking the officials of the conveners of this meeting to ban William Samoei Ruto? They are exposing William Ruto because this forum is going to bring together several world leaders. And as they stand there, they're going to talk about democracy, respect to human rights. And William Ruto, as you know him, is a man who can stand before those world leaders and he will speak, and they will be giving him a standing ovation. He could be speaking about the recent broad-based government between himself and Raila Amolo Odinga. And when he presents himself before these leaders, they look at him that they will think that William Ruto is the best president we've ever had. And at the global level, they will respect it because he talks about climate change, how he has declared a national holiday sometimes back, and people have planted trees. And when they look at William Samoei Ruto, they will think that this man, this is the best president that Africa has ever had. So Kenyans wanted to expose him that apart from the issues that he's championing globally, back at home our country is burning. Just the other day, there was a controversy between the judiciary and the Kenya Police Service when the acting Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli, decided to ignore court orders 7 times, and he was sentenced to jail. Of course, they have resolved that. So they want to expose William Ruto at the global level. Number two, they want to expose the United Nations, and they want to expose those Western powers like the USA, those who keep on saying that they respect human rights, they champion democracy, especially when they come to Africa, they will always pretend to be, advocating for respect of human rights. Just the other day, Uzra Zeya, one of the officials in the Joe Biden government, exposed William Ruto. They warned him. They told him that we've got cases where people are being abducted, people are being beaten, people are being injured, and they have warned William Ruto for a period of now 3 times. At some point, Anthony Blinken himself called William Ruto, and they've informed us that they have discussed matters democracy, and they have warned William Ruto to respect human rights. So Kenyans wanted to expose these people that apart from the warnings that they keep on giving, there is nothing that they can do. In fact, at some point, I thought that these people are only issuing these warnings so that Kenyans can say that, even the US is standing with us, yet there is nothing that they do. William Ruto is their son. So Kenyans wanted to expose them globally, the fallacy, the pretense that they have, because they love William Ruto. William Ruto is championing for their agenda, the LGBTQ, the GMO, all the contracts, all the world, the new world order. He's their friend. Yet they pretend to be warning him that he has to respect human rights. When Azimio went for demonstrations, they were killed. Gen Zs went to the street, they were killed. There is no action that they have ever taken against him. I remember sometimes they ban leaders from attending their countries when they feel that you are corrupt, you don't respect human rights. Yet William Ruto is committing all this, and they allow him to attend those prestigious world meetings. So they wanted to expose William Samoei Ruto. Number three, these people wanted to extend a coded message to William Ruto. Since he formed this broad-based government, he thinks that Kenyans are quiet, that Kenyans are tired, or they have forgotten about what happened. Recently, for a period of one month, Bob Njagi and the other two brothers were kidnapped. We did not know where their whereabouts. People were like, are they alive or they have been killed? Until Babu Wino just came up with an allegation that Bob Njagi is no more, he has been killed. Then the DCI or those who were in possession of Bob Njagi and the other two brothers released him. So the Kenyans are trying to tell him that we have not forgotten. We have not forgotten the blood that was shed by the police. We are still alive to the fact that the cruel hand of the Kenya police, who is under the leadership of the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces, who is William Samoei Ruto, we have not forgotten the atrocities that they committed. So they are telling William Ruto. And it is also a message to William Ruto that 2027, we will still go to that election remembering what you have done to us, remembering what the police did, remembering or incognizant of what the UDA government did to us, especially the Gen Zs. So they will approach 2027, they will keep this spirit and they will tell William Ruto, the reason why we want to vote you out is because you killed us. The last one is, this is a message to people like Meg Whitman who have always interfered with our elections. And they are telling them, once you have given us such leaders, we suffer in their hands. Yet you're still the same people who are the conveners, who are the officials, who are the controller of all these world organizations. Like UNA, if you ask me, is being controlled by those superpowers. So Kenyans are telling them, this time round, let us elect our president, don't interfere. As William Ruto will be attending the United Nations General Assembly, the 79th edition, Kenyans have expressed themselves and they are telling the world leaders, don't be cheated. We are suffering under the leadership of the same man who will be standing before you to address you, talking about climate change, talking about democracy, talking about respect to human rights. And Kenyans have decided they are no longer going to massage anyone. They're going to expose their government and they're going to expose their president.